Good morning everyone, welcome back to another video. If you haven't been here before, hi, my name is Becky and I make videos all about my van life, minimalism, slow living and holistic health. Now, I made a video on Friday all about how I was going to be asking the DVLA to change my classification from a panel van to a camper van. Now, I've had a lot of response from you guys watching that video telling me that it isn't correct and that the external features still play a major factor in your application. And you are right. I must apologise to everyone watching that previous video that I was in the completely wrong place. There was another section that I hadn't found before on the DVLA website, and it's very clearly stated. So I'm going to do a rerun of this video. Again, apologies to anyone that's watched that video and thought that the classification has changed. It doesn't appear to be. It's still very specific on what needs to be done on the inside and outside. So without further ado, I'm actually going to remake this video. This is the one that you want to watch. And if you haven't seen the last one and you'd still like to see it, then I'll link it up here. Let's get on with today's video, and I'll try not to be quite so much of an idiot this time. I do apologise. And for anyone taking my advice, please ignore the previous video. By all means, watch it and be entertained by my idiocy, but this is the one that is actually accurate. And again, I can't say that by doing this method you will get passed as a camper van. This is just a trial and we're just going to see what happens. Also, if you'd like to follow me, I do have an Instagram account, so you can go and check me out over there. It is The Sacred Traveller. I also have Patreon, and I've got a few patrons over on that section there, so if you're interested in supporting me further, then you can go and check that out. But any bit of support is truly appreciated. Now let's get on with understanding what the DVLA requires from you when applying for reclassification. Okay, so this is the page that you do need to look at, and for some reason I couldn't get onto this yesterday, so I will put the link to this exact page in the description box down below. So if you want to go ahead and do this reclassification, it's not going to be a headache for you like it was for me. Now over here on this left hand side you have a body type section, so you have to check that the vehicle that you're wanting to convert from a van into a panel van qualifies. So go ahead and check that list. Now then there it says there are motor caravan external permanent features and internal features. Now it was the external features that I missed off yesterday's video. So this is the page that you need, and I'm sorry to everyone once again for misleading or making it seem like DVLA have changed it. It looks like they haven't. This is the page that you want to read through. So you can click on the links here to go for the internal features, which is what we looked at yesterday. See, this is the page that I was looking at yesterday, which was the 4 major internal categories. So if we go back again to that previous page, it also comes to the DVLA guidance. So you can click off this, and here is where the motor caravan conversion checklist is. So I will also link this down below so that it's very easy for you to navigate and find what you need, because the DVLA website or the gov.uk website I find is a nightmare when I have to do self-employed taxes and anything related to business. Yeah, it's a bit anal in my opinion, but there we go, that's a different subject altogether. So the internal features are the seats and table, the sleeping accommodation, the cooking facilities and the storage facilities. So that's the internal categories. So we go back and then you go down below to this one saying the guidance for converting. So that's where you get your documents of how to convert it, and also the caravan checklist. So then we're going to go back again, back twice, and then it says motor caravan external permanent features. So here we have the qualifications. So this is the type of vans that you are allowed to convert: ambulance, box van, goods, insulated van, light goods, light van, livestock carrier, Luton van, minibus, MPV, multi-purpose vehicle, panel van,
specially fitted van, special mobile unit, van with side windows. If you don't have one of the above, do not send in your application because it will not be processed, is what they say here. The requirement for external features are 2 or more windows on at least one side of the main body. This does not include windows on the driver or passenger doors. It has to provide a reasonable amount of daylight into the living accommodation. A separate door which provides access to the living or accommodation of the vehicle. This excludes driver and passenger doors. A window on this door counts as a separate window on the main body. Motor caravan style graphics on both sides of the vehicle. An awning bar attached to either side of the vehicle. And a high top roof. And it does not include pop top elevating roofs. So that's interesting, I didn't know that. You will need to send in photographic evidence of the completed conversion. So you must include the following evidence: a completed motor caravan conversion checklist, which we've got printed right here, which I'll show you in a minute. A V5C showing the application body type, blah, 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 this stuff. Interior photos of each of the required features with the bed and table in use position. The photos must show that there are 2 or more windows providing daylight into the main living accommodation on at least one side of the main body. Yes, we've got the photos here with all of the photos showing that I've got more than, well, I've got 3, but that you can't count the passenger, so there's 2 side windows. But a lot of people in the previous video have said that DVLA don't accept bonded windows. They have to be like proper, like bus windows or installed windows that you can like slide. Again, why does it have to be so specific? Because most people have these types of windows in these types of vans because of cost and accessibility. So I don't know. They do make it difficult for us. Then we've got the internal features of the van. I've just put a little few extras in here. And then this is the main internal features, which are the cooking facilities, the lockers of storage, the seating and table area, and the fixed bed, and everything to show that it's all fixed and an integral part of the van. I don't know what else I can do because, I mean, I've pretty much covered everything, and I've included that the 2 seats have been changed from the 3 to the 2 because that's my personal thing that I want to change on my form. Exterior photos of the front, both sides and rear with the registration plates clearly visible. Check, done that. A photo showing the vehicle identification number or the chassis number stamped on the plate attached to the original chassis or vehicle body shell. I need to do that. I haven't done that one, so I didn't know that we needed to do that. On the back of each photo, write a description of what the photo shows, the date and the vehicle registration number. See, this is a bit anal in my opinion, but okay, we'll do that. Photographs will not automatically be returned. If you want your photographs returned, you must request this in your application. Fill in section 1 if you have a V5 multi-section one, which is what this one is. If you have an old style V5C, you have to do section 7. There we go, which is exactly what it says. Make any other changes you need to. Send the V5C with the required evidence to this address. DVLA will consider the information provided. They will either decide that the body type must stay the same or allocate an appropriate description based on the changes. So, yeah, we will see. And then again, it just covers the internal features, seats and table, sleeping accommodation, cooking, storage. And that is it. So it's mainly just being super, super detailed in what you apply for and making it easy for them to distinguish. So here is the checklist, which I will link down below for you. Like I said, you have to fill in the registration of the vehicle and then tick off each of the boxes as you go through them. I've got most of these that I can tick off. However, when it comes to this section, it says you don't have to have all of them. It says, please send evidence that your vehicle has a combination of the following permanent external features. So 2 or more windows, separate door, a window on this door counts as a separate window on the main body, motor caravan style graphics, an awning bar attached, high top roof. See, so I don't think you have to have all of them, but I could be wrong. Again, this is my interpretation when it says that your vehicle has a combination of the following, not all of them. Please let me know if anyone has done all of them or if you've just done a few. The general consensus from everyone that I've spoken to or has previously applied says that whether you jump through hoops and do exactly word for word what they require on the checklist and online with the website, it still comes back saying van with windows. So this is just a trial. I'm not even that bothered if it doesn't come back with a camper van certification, because what we have found with travelling last year is that you have more leeway with it being a van with windows. If, say for instance, you have a traffic warden or a car park and they book you, or they are looking to fine you for parking in the wrong places, they can't book you for being a camper van. You are a van with windows. So we've had it a few times where people around us in motorhomes or camper vans have had fines. They've been clamped or they've been issued a paper fine on their windshield. We haven't. And I don't know whether they legally cannot do that, because when they type up or look up your vehicle registration, it's not a camper van. So again, it could be a positive loophole in that regard. I'm not saying it's a good idea, but if you're in the event where you have to stay somewhere that you're not sure about the rules, this could be a little bit of a bonus and a positive in the fact that you don't have it classed as a camper van. Now, please don't deliberately go out and make it an issue and cause the local councils or the local people to get upset about you camping or staying there. Always check with what is allowed and not allowed. But on the rare occasion, if you are somewhere where you don't know, this could be a little bit of saving grace, because you could argue, well, I'm a van with windows, I'm not a camper van. So stealth camping for the UK, it could be a little bit of a leeway. All I can do is my best to notify them of all the changes that I've made, and I don't want to put decals all over my camper van. You know, I don't want an awning, because quite frankly, a lot of the time when Mel and I are travelling in his van, we can't put the awning out anyway, because we like to stealth camp, or wild camp as you call it. It's not quite the same as wild camping, but you know, like park up on the side of the street, find a side alley where we can not bother anyone and stay the night, or some car parks that allow us to do that. We're not going to be putting an awning out and putting our chairs and table out and making like a proper camp, because that's not appropriate. And we also don't want to draw attention to the fact that we're staying somewhere. Depending on the circumstances of how you want to use your van, if you're on a campsite, absolutely go for it, because I think awnings are great. Well, since Mel installed his awning, we haven't used it. And in windy conditions, you can't even get it out anyway. So I'm reluctant to do all of that work and cost if they're just going to reject it anyway. And I don't even want to use one majority of the time. So these are all things to consider, because yes, you could jump through the whole hoop of doing this and still be rejected. So yeah, I think DVLA really need to make some changes with this, because they're not making it easy for people. And I think the financial security of the country and people in general, since the whole COVID and Brexit issue, finances are tight, people are struggling, and I think this is a great way to ease that financial stress and to live differently and to cut your costs down. So I think they're going to have a problem on their hands very soon. This could be a way out of many people's problems. Now, I'm not saying it's an easy option, but I think they need to be much more compassionate towards people's lifestyles changing and circumstances changing. On that note, I am going to check all of this through again. I'm going to go through this checklist. I'm going to print off some fresh photos and write on them. I'm actually going to cut all of the fresh photos out and write on the backs of them exactly as they've asked. I'm going to do as much as I can to rectify my application, and I really wanted to make sure that I told all of you the mistakes that I made, because I didn't want you to go ahead on my advice and to have a problem. So I really apologise again that I missed off a crucial part of the application. Thank you to everyone that let me know and just commented about their experiences, because it really does help us get a bigger picture and just support one another in the van life community. Hopefully in a few days I will get an answer. I will keep you posted. Like I said previously in the other video, again, if you haven't watched it, I'll link it up here.
I will put a community post out when I get the answer with a photo to show you the document. And if you don't know where the community post section is, it's back on the home section on the home page, and it will come up as a notification. Also, if you don't follow me and would like to, then please go ahead and do so. I'm also over on Instagram at @sacredtraveller, and I do have a new feature which is buy me a coffee. So there's many areas that you can support me if you choose to. Until next time, guys, I hope that you are well and that you didn't suffer too badly with the horrendous storm that swept most of the country yesterday. I was certainly very grateful that it didn't hit us as badly as other areas. My heart goes out to you if you have suffered from that storm, and please let us know down below, have you had any damage, what is being done about it, and if you're all okay. I will see you in the next video. Bye everyone.